Всем здорово, народ, с вами Вар, и мы с вами начинаем проходить игру Mass Effect 2. Продолжение первой части, конечно же. Так, сейчас у меня что-то немножечко игра подвисла, но я заметил, что она при запуске иногда бывает подвисает, непонятно в чем дело. Так, что я могу сказать, это считается вообще лучшей игрой в серии. Ну, может быть она в чем-то хуже первой части, в общем, в чем-то лучше, но, в общем, большинство ее считается уже лучшей игрой в серии. За счет своего сюжета, персонажей, постановки. Ну, имеется в виду в серии, в трилогии, не в серии, в трилогии, скажем так. Ну и, в принципе, наверное, и в серии, если брать уже в расчет Андромеду. Ну, во всяком случае, в сюжетном плане она, конечно, Андромеду делает, это без вариантов. Ну что ж, не буду особо затягивать, погнали. У меня немножко были проблемы с переносом сохранения, но я скопировал их в папку второй части, и вроде все нормально заработало. Если вы не видели мое прохождение первой игры Mass Effect, то смотрите на канале, оно где-то здесь вообще прям рядом. Может, я даже аннотацию добавлю, но я обычно такой фигней не занимаюсь. Ладно, новая игра. Перенос персонажа из Mass Effect 1. Милор Шепард, уровень 50. Да, именно он. Перенести. Тут вообще совсем другой такой визуальный стиль. Если в первую часть такое все синевато-темно-серое, то здесь все более ржавое, такой цвет ржавчины. Не знаю, ну какой цвет ржавчины. Сложность боя, да, обычная, я казуал. Еще тот краб, субтитры, да, уровни использования силы отрядом. Бойцы вашего отряда автоматически используют в бою наиболее эффективные умения. Если отключить эту функцию, они будут пользоваться только оборонительными, действующими на патроны умениями. Пускай работает, автосохранение, конечно, пускай будет. А то бывает, я в прошлой части очень редко. Иногда. В общем, вернее, не так. Я в прошлой части нередко оказался в моменте, когда подыхал, и сейф у меня был очень далеко. Потому что я тупил, не сохранялся. В общем, продолжить. Так, название Милор Шепард. Ранг 50. Специализация штурмовик. Психологический профиль. Герой. Гудон Трекс выжил в ходе задания на Вермайере. Кайден Аленко погиб на Вермайере. А почему без вести пропавший? Он погиб. Как можно выбраться из взрыва? Совет был спасен капитаном во время нападения на Цитадель. Вот такие последствия основных выборов в прошлой части. А в прошлой части я пропустил 2 сайт-квеста на Цитадели. Оказалось, в итоге я потом посмотрел. Но ради них я уже не стал возвращаться в первую игру. Потому что там один вообще, он чуть ли не ситуативный. Я не знаю, как на них натыкаться, если они не показаны на карте. Это нужно каждый раз после каждой миссии бегать от Цитадели и искать эти квесты. В общем, еще-то заморочка. Но ничего критичного, сколько я знаю, нету. Ну что ж, продолжить. Electronic Arts представляет. Игра студии BioWare. Так, мы видим какой-то огонь. Какой-то огонь. Вообще, это, в общем-то, какая-то очень странная звезда. Походу. Красно-синяя. Не знаю.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth. And still it's not enough. We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
Где-то там, да.
And it's up to us to stop them. The Council will never trust Cerberus.
Да, я бы тоже не поверил. После прошлой части, где в Ирах не выращивали.
He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow. Then see to it that we don't lose him.
После опустошительной атаки геттов на Цитадель прошел месяц. Галактическое сообщество стремительно восстанавливается. Альянс пожертвовал своим флотом ради спасения Совета и получил место в этой престижной организации. Совет вынужден был отреагировать на подтверждение того, что жнецы, гигантские машины, уничтожающие все органические цивилизации раз 50 тысяч лет, вернулись. Чтобы подавить распространение слухов, Совет отправил капитана Шепарда. Блин, я читал как мог быстро, но я все равно не успел до конца дочитать. И да, на всякий случай напомню, у меня прохождение по 30 минут, 30-35 минут, я считаю, я стараюсь вот в это время укладываться. И снимаю по принципу, что снял, то выложил, без особого монтажа. Нормально, нормально. Пресли. Графа поднятая. Джокер.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers.
Больше похоже на летающее полено, стреляющее лазером.
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Так, что-то тут, конечно, полный пипец. Ляра куда-то бежит.
Shepard.
Да, это я. Они будут тут.
Get everyone onto the escape shuttle. Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
Нет времени на споры.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker. Shepard. Liara, go. Now. Aye, aye. Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Отлично, экипаж эвакуируется. Там Ляра уже точно свалила. Фига, конечно, по кораблю прошлись. Но Джокер еще пытается им управлять. Как-то. Непонятно как, но что-то пытается. Кстати, у меня вроде как установлены все возможные DLC к Mass Effect 2. Так, пройти в кабину. Отправить Джокеру в кабину на верхней палубе Нормандии. Так. Да, никуда я, конечно, пойти уже не могу. Талу кирдык. Лифт, конечно же, тоже не работает. Воу. Класс. Это просто охренительно. Это ощущение, оно передается. Ай. Жалко, в реальной жизни я такого, наверное, никогда не смогу испытать. Это уже 2К17 год. И стульчики летают. Походу, Пресли погиб, наверняка, и с той девушкой. Так, выйти я отсюда, конечно, тоже не могу. Тут такой барьер стоит. Понятно, он в маске. Не губи себя.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack.
Ох. Твари, да блин. Зачем? Да-да-да, у него ж болезнь костей. Очень хрупкие. Есть. Нажал кнопку эвакуации. Джокер эвакуировался, а Шепарда выкинуло в космос. Притом, судя по шлейфу у него за скафандром. Да не только поэтому, судя, но, в общем, дыхательный аппарат поврежден. Он улетел в атмосферу планеты, вздыхаясь на фоне рассвета. На самом деле это одна, наверное, из самых драматических начал игры, которую я когда-либо видел. Mass Effect 2. Игра 2010 года, кстати. Напомню, на всякий случай. Интерактивный комикс с предысторией. Ну, это DLC.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core.
Предыстория, наверное, надеюсь, не очень долго будет. Но стиль хороший. В принципе, это Dark Horse комикс, но они, допустим, Константина рисуют. Описание первой части. В общих чертах.
The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres
Забавно нарисован Дина такой, как псих.
They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them, That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tally. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for
Ну, а Зари они рисуют как-то не очень.
Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
Да, конечно.
I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently she'd felt it too. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead. Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms.
Как драматично.
An angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
Но я ведь ее отпустил.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship,
Вот это прохождение
was a Reaper.
уйдет на просмотр комикса.
Threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Caden was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what
они пропустили планету, где этот
I spoke to my crew.
растение было разумное. Но она и правда не так важна для сюжета.
Despite the odds, we could defeat him. Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Caden's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other. And it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago. And every 50,000 years before that. Each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reaper's return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would
В смысле, он сам себя застрелил? Не было такого.
As I fought to regain control of the Citadel,
Он понял, что жнецы неправы, что они его контролируют, и он застрелился.
Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our Human Alliance fleet in jeopardy. The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Adina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Я выбрал, получается, Андерсона.
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Этот комик слегка сбил темп повествования. Но зато, если вы не в курсе сюжета первого Mass Effect, вот вам предыстория.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Оу, как Шепарда поломала. В общем, они воскресили меня. Проект Лазарь. Воссоздание внешности. Утвердить персональное лицо. Типа внешность. Изменить внешность. Утвердить перенесенное лицо. Выбрать. Выбрать процедуру специализации класса. Солдат. В экипировку лучших оперативников входит визуальный синаптический процессор, позволяющий наводиться на цель с невероятной точностью. Уникальная способность, напор адреналина, оглушающий выстрел, предпочитаемое оружие, штурмовая винтовка, дробовик, снайперская винтовка, крупнокалиберный пистолет, использованный патрон, зажигательный, крия-патрон, дезориентирующий. Солдаты обладают навыками ведения боя, никто не сравнится с ними в выносливости и владении огнестрельным оружием. Кроме того, они проходят специальную подготовку и могут пользоваться любым типом специальных патронов. Разведчик. Разведчики оснащены маскировочной системой, которая позволяет им некоторое время избегать обнаружения, получая тактическое преимущество над противником. Умения не суть. Опять же, разведчики специализируются как на технике, так и на способах ведения боя. Они умеют маскироваться и становиться невидимыми для врага. Способны нанести смертельный удар с любой дистанции, могут использовать различное оружие, снаряжение и умения. Штурмовик. Штурмовики оснащены имплантом L5X, способные сбить с ног или оглушить противника биотическим импульсом огромной силы, а также позволяет штурмовикам незамедлительно вступать в ближний бой. Враги боятся штурмовиков, ведь их любимый прием — сблизиться с противником и уничтожить его при помощи оружия ближнего боя или биотических умений. Дробовик, крупнокалиберный пистолет, пулемет, страж. Даже защищены. Ну, в общем, классов-то много, но я буду играть штурмовиком. Имя Шепард, истоки космонавт, репутация героя войны, класс штурмовик. Принять. Подтвердить.
He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson, he's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack.
Воу.
There's a pistol in the locker on
Вот
the
тут
other
замес.
side of the room. Hurry.
Да, я постараюсь что-нибудь сделать.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
Преступник, плюс 190 герой. Тут нулевого момента, плюс 500 платины. 5000 палладий, 5000. Иридия 5000. 12 тысяч
You
кредит.
don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
Ладно, сейчас возьму.
Focus, Shepard. Get the pistol and armor from the locker.
Пробел поднять пистолет.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from. Damn it! Those canisters by the door. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast.
Так, перезарядить.
Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Так, ладненько, думаю, пока что на этом данная часть прохождения подошла к концу. Если вам понравилось видео, ставьте лайк, подписывайтесь на канал, вступайте в группу ВКонтакте. И всем спасибо за просмотр, удачи и пока-пока, ребята. До новых встреч.